let me first address the issue of the role and responsibilities of the armed forces. Now, we all know that the armed forces are responsible for national security, which includes security of our territorial borders, uh, maritime borders, and the oceans. But at the same time, we are also responsible for the internal security of the nation. Now, when it comes to internal security, we are normally concerned about law and order issues when we are summoned in or requisitioned for maintenance of law and order when it goes out of control of the state police or the other supporting forces that are there, the central paramilitary organizations. But let me tell you, let us now straight get on to the Disaster Management Act of 2005. The Disaster Management Act enacted in 2005 very clearly defined the role and responsibilities under which the armed forces can be called in to support the nation. Now, here, of course, the disasters were identified as tsunamis, as earthquakes, and such other issues, floods. Though the pandemic and the COVID situation, as is prevailing in our country now, was not specifically identified, but I dare say this actually does fall within the gamut of the DMA Act 2005. And therefore, I think the armed forces and all the other organizations in the country which possess the capabilities and wherewithal to come to the assistance of the government at this juncture have a constitutional obligation to step forward and do whatever they can in these times of crisis. And here I would like to quote, there's an old Tamil treatise which is referred to as Thirakural, and there it identifies the national characteristics. And the national characteristics identified 2000 years ago in this Tamil treatise Thirakural says that the nation must give high priority to maintenance of a healthy environment in the country, the well-being of their people, harmonious living amongst the people. There must be a strong economy for every nation. There must be strong and healthy population. I would like to reiterate this. And finally, there must be a strong defense. So therefore, you find that when we look at national power, the pillars of national power is military and economy, and people become a part of it. So I think at this time, there is a constitutional obligation on the defense services and all other such similar organizations to step in and support the people of our nation and their government to the maximum extent possible. Coming now specifically to what you wanted me to address.
So you would have seen this debate raging. I'm coming back to that in a moment, but I want to build on what you're saying at this moment. You would have seen, sir, there's a debate that's been raging on social media and in some military veterans groups about whether this is indeed the job of the armed forces, because many have felt that, does this reflect the lack of capacity of the civilian administration via the armed forces having to step in? Why can't the government, its system, its bureaucrats deliver, because that is their job and this is not the army's job? There's been that controversy or that conversation as well. How do you respond to that? How do you see that?
You see, therefore, I referred to the Disaster Management Act of 2005, which says the armed forces must step in when there are disasters. We have been stepping in when there have been tsunamis. We have been stepping in at times of flood, when the flood relief had to be provided to the various states. Cyclones have been affecting our coastline. We have been stepping in there. We have been stepping in times of earthquakes. Look at what happened in the Bhuj earthquake when it happened a number of years ago. So the armed forces have stepped in. Now to say that a disaster of this kind, whether we want to call it a disaster or we want to call it a national emergency, I know people are very chary about using the word emergency here, but then whatever we call it, I think this falls in the Disaster Management Act, wherein the armed forces of the Union and all other agencies which have the capacity and wherewithal to step in must put their best foot forward and support the government machine. So I, for one, and the armed forces, present leadership of the armed forces, we are very clear that we need to step in and provide support to the government. We do have limitation of resources, but that notwithstanding, certainly we can spare our resources at this time to come to the aid of our nation.